Hey there traders, welcome back for episode 44 from the StockBandit.tv. It's great to see you here. So we've been in this environment of virtually non-stop strength ever since we bottomed out from the March lows right down there. And really, the indices have seen some really big gains during that time. And furthermore, we really have yet to see more than about a 2-day pullback during this entire run. For example, last Friday we came down slightly and then we were down again on Monday. But in the subsequent 2 days, we saw a pair of rallies. And so that's kind of the nature of the market right now, because really one thing that's evident at this point is that the dip buyers are out in full force. And really that's for the first time in quite a while. But does that mean that we can just aggressively buy this market and count on, this continued strength that we've been seeing to just bail out, every entry point that we happen to take, even if they're poor entries? Well, I'm going to go ahead and say no. And I say that because it's always important to just take note of the general, current conditions before making entries, whether you're shorting in the midst of a decline and a downtrend, or whether you're buying in the midst of an existing uptrend. And that's kind of what we're facing at this point. So here's the deal. There are a number of individual stocks out there which are really starting to show some nice patterns, but when it comes to, the market or the indices, such as the S&P 500, I think what's important to do right now is take note of kind of these 8-day trading ranges that we've been in. We've really carved out some short-term support and some short-term resistance, and most of the price action lately has been back and forth between those two levels, and that means we get a lot of noise while we're stuck in between those two levels. So really, I think that last week's highs up here and then the lows that we saw earlier this week, closer to down here, are the important levels to be keeping an eye on. Those are the key areas at this point. And I think we'll be able to go long with much more conviction if we do see an expansion of this range and we get out and above this noisy area, this trading range that we're stuck in right now over the past several days. For now, though, we are seeing some back and forth price action that's pretty sloppy, as I noted, and we're seeing quite a few morning gaps in both directions along with that. And so that's, of course, keeping it tricky unless you're an intraday trader. So watch the bigger picture here, keep an eye on this 8-day range and see if it's able to expand. And if not, then keep those time frames brief for as long as we're stuck between these important levels. All right? So thanks for joining me for this episode. Thank you for subscribing to the RSS feed here at the site, and thanks to those of you who are on the email list. I aim to continue providing value to you. I will be back soon with more videos, but in the meantime, trade like a bandit.